this is the Must View Review is our podcast.
Okay.
Me and Schuyler, who you'll see soon.
There he is.
There he is.
I'm sorry.
He's using a flip phone from 2005 to record his.
Yeah, you got all that technology in the background, and
Yeah, you can't get
Just
good
show it
service
off.
in your bunker these days, you know.
I'm not going to let Skype die. You know, we got to form a splinter group.
yeah, Rob was telling me we're going to use Skype, and I haven't used it since like 2016.
It's the only way I can call my bank in Australia.
Oh,
nice.
Well, not after today.
What are you
it's
doing now?
gone.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
fucked.
over. That gravy train has left the station. But since we're all around 40 years old, we were like, yeah, we use Skype. That's what people use.
Yeah, that's what people use to video chat, right?
when you told me, I thought it was a joke.
We tried so many other programs to like make the thing work with the YouTube show, and Skype was the one that worked the best, and so we were like, yeah, let's go with that. Why not?
It was the path of least resistance at the time.
Yeah, allegedly.
I mean, I feel like Zoom is pretty easy, but I don't know if you can record individual screens and then edit them later. It's always all as one. Yeah.
The price was right for Skype.
Goose egg. Well, yeah, Schuyler and I were roommates in college. Joe grew up with Schuyler, and we were all roommates in Philadelphia. And so this is just, and we used to watch probably an unhealthy amount of horror movies together. What would you guys? Yeah.
Yeah,
I still do.
yeah, I still do.
Yep. As well as VHS. Schuyler and I have divvied up our VHS collections, and like, you know, the person that needs it the most receives the Mystery Science Theater, you know, and the Ed Wood tapes, and you know,
I had to
it
give
alive.
away 2,500 VHS tapes before I moved to America. That was fucking heartbreaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it like? A lot of cult stuff, or
Well, I worked in Blockbuster at the changeover to DVD, so I
Okay.
I got
Oh, okay.
I did well. And then
Nice.
Cleaned
any
up.
of all my friends got married before me, and as they got married, like usually the first thing that their wife made them get rid of was the VHS tapes. So then they would just like dump them at my house. Like we had like hallways of tapes. I lived with other filmmakers. So it was So but then like I obviously they're PAL as well, so they're not NTSC.
I was gonna
so,
ask. Yeah.
But yeah, I had to get rid of him, so I gave him to a bunch of other filmmakers. So
No, that's nice.
And so currently you guys are in Sacramento, right?
yeah, we have Sacramento accents.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, how did two Aussies end up in Sacramento making movies together?
Oh,
Is that? Oh my God! Is that?
Oh my God.
I'm from England.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Jeez.
I-
Off to a rough
Jeez,
start.
Rob.
Where in
Immediately,
England?
That's not a good way to start off the interview.
Have we started?
We started?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
happening.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we're
how
in
we
it.
just
That's
jump
we-
in.
oh,
We have
We
to.
just jump right in.
No foreplay. All
Where
right,
in
okay.
England? Where in England are you from?
I'm from like the border of London and Essex. I just say London's easier.
Oh,
Why?
okay.
Because you don't want to be associated with Essex.
No one knows where Essex is.
It's where
That's
the
fair.
orange people are.
Yeah, the orange people.
Yeah.
That's like me and Sky from Delco. Nobody knows where Delco is, but they know where Philly is.
Oh,
Delco's
yeah.
on the
You got
map. I
the
don't.
you got the Eagles jersey. You got the Philly flag in the background, representing.
I always got to represent. We're still in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
It's heavily influenced.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, and I obviously have a New Haven accent, which I'm sure you noticed,
Obviously.
as
I
opposed
don't
to
know
their Delco accents.
I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why we cast you. We were like, we needed a New Haven,
Haven.
New Haven person who happens to be driving through town when we're filming.
That's
And
right.
It was it just worked out.
Yeah.
It was like the Russian roulette of casting. Or...
Yeah.
That's what casting is, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, you guys tend to do. So your thing is like these found footage type and movies, where I would think it's maybe like the casting's got to be pretty crucial to that, right?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of our stuff is improvised, right? So we write the scenes pretty specifically about like where we need them to start and end, but in the middle, it's up to the actors. And that, I mean, that started with us before we even were doing found footage. Like, I mean, I did 2 films before I met Randy, which were improv multicam, and then we did one called The Other Girl, which was improv multicam. So it was always about having actors who could improvise without like having lots of ums and ahs and tells and stuff, which is kind of how we end up. We usually get comedy people or people who've done like a lot of improv because they're not doing a lot of like looking left and thinking, and it's just like it's go go go. So yeah, like when you reached out, it was all about like, oh, you had this comedy back. A lot of people reached out, and it was just like, I've never done it before, but I'd love to try it. And we're like, ugh. Which you'll do when people drop out at the last minute, but obviously in the primary stage, like, yeah, you had that comedy background that we kind of needed, even though at the time the segment was supposed to be. I mean, we write everything as horror, and then it naturally becomes comedy, right? I mean, you fart in the film, but yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I have a
it's
key
crucial.
improvised fart in that made the cut. And
That was impressive. The sound designer was very impressed. He asked me, it was like a legit fart, and I was like, yeah. He was like, very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
Rob's got
drove.
good comedic timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I had like drove like 4 hours that day on beef jerky, so it was like, this is happening, folks. Got to use
Yeah,
it.
I was feeling that those comedic beats were really great. Really like broke up the film really nicely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Until the third segment where there's not one joke.
Yeah.
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 I mean, so did you feel like that's like a necessity because you kind of jump from not genre but different types of footage, so it's like home video, then you had the prank GoPro on the head guy, and like, and then into cult documentary, and then you have some that's like fly on the wall kind of security footage when she's like talking to her husband. Like, what is that, just to keep it kind of fresh, or is it like out of necessity? Is it, would you prefer it to be like fully just Blair Witch where it's the one camera?
So
Can you speak to
we
that?
do different segments because we want to pay homage to different kinds of genres. Because when people watch the films, we want everyone to like an aspect of it. And it's interesting when with this and the Christmas tapes, every time you ask someone what's your favorite segment, you always get a different answer, which we love that. So it's to make something for everyone.
What found footage movies do you guys draw inspiration from?
This one, it was a bit of different things, and not even found footage in that some aspects. So like the possession segment, we like Deadstream. If I don't know if you've
Okay.
seen that one.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't know
fun
if I've
one.
seen that.
If you
Okay.
haven't watched
Uh,
it, like that's a
it's
must
really fun.
see.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
It
Nice.
came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
Really, really fun.
I laughed
Uh,
within 3 seconds of that movie, and I was like, I instantly
Yeah.
knew the opening like moment is hilarious, and I was like, all right, I'm in. I've never been sucked into a movie so quick.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, like the first segment was just like classic kind of found footage films, playing with the Ouija board, a kind of trope.
And it
For
was
me, like even
and that was almost like, that was just a meta kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
reenacting something that already happened, and sort of like feeling the tension in the room as we're kind of playing. So like,
Yeah, we didn't want to. We did because I think like we didn't want it to do an actual Ouija segment because it's kind of boring. It was more like, well, what if they're just fucking around in a movie and that just happens to somehow summon the thing, right? And that way you got this whole like comedy segment. I think there was the Coolio improvisation and all that stuff. So yeah, that was fun. And I mean the inspiration, I mean, found footage is something we fell into as a necessity during COVID. We shot The Other Girl, and we wanted to do another film that we could do with a minimal crew. And you're only allowed to have a certain amount of people in rooms, right? And we were like, well, how can the crew also be the cast? And that's how found footage came about. And just on a whim, we asked Greg Sestero, hey, do you want to be in a movie? And he's like, fuck yeah, I've been in post-production for 6 months on Miracle Valley. I want to do something different. So he just drove out and did the film with us. And then we were like, okay, cool, well, that's our found footage fix. And then people really liked the Jeff character, and we were joking around being like, what if he loves Christmas, so what if we had him like hold people hostage and make them watch Christmas movies.
No, you were
And
joking about it.
I was joking, and Randy
Yeah.
Randy was like, fuck you. And then Randy texted me like 20 minutes later, actually.
Yeah.
So that led to the second one. And then we were like, we're not doing another found footage one. And then I was like, what if we do the Conjuring tapes? And it was another half serious one. And then we were like, well, actually. So yeah, but I mean, as far as like the found footage films, I absolutely love, like Creep, Lake Mungo. I think is probably not only the best like faux doc, but probably one of the best horror movies ever made. The first Paranormal Activity is obviously fantastic, and the third one with the oscillating fan is something I always reference. I think it's one of the greatest like oh shit moments in horror. But yeah, and then like the last SRO segment in this one wasn't inspired by any films. It was like an actual cult / religious group that I'd shot a documentary about before. So I pretty much just wrote what they believe in into a horror script. So
It's a scary concept, though. Like you guys really kind of alluded to, like a lot of the cult members were maybe like ex-military or going through something like in terms of PTSD, and it does seem like it would be a vulnerable group, you know?
yeah, I mean the real group would they'd pull in people from ex-military, so that was a big part of this.
That's awful.
But they'd like track down people who were getting out of jail, and because they would obviously get a lot of money from these people as well to like help them. And it would be like someone coming out of jail for something as bad, literally, and that's what the joke is in that conspiracy episode, but like literally about like a pedophile being like, oh no, if we pull the demon, you're not a pedophile. And then they're having these people stay in their house with their kids, and they're like, no, they're not pedophiles, they had the demon out. And I'm just like, what the hell? Well, yeah. So I was we originally, I think we talked about that being like a full film, but we never got around to it over time, and we were just like, oh, let's throw it in this could be a cool way to kind of end the film and tie everything together. So
Yeah, it's a total mind fuck there. But,
Yeah, it rang
what was
true
the
to
what
me.
go what was the location for the cave scene? That was very intense.
So that was in Placerville. It's, probably never.
the
heard
name is
Placerville.
not intense. The name is really cute.
Yeah, it's called the Goldbug Mine.
Gold bug
cute
mine.
Cute little
Goldbug Mine.
museum. The mine itself isn't very long. It's like 300, 200 meters. And there's like a little miner figurine thing at the end, and like, oh, this is how they mine for gold. So we had to hide all of that stuff because the cave
Museum.
wasn't that long. We would hide cuts and stuff to just make it seem longer. But yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people who let us use it are super cool.
Yeah, it was like claustrophobic in there, but it still felt, like you had some room to, they were kind of almost in a chase there.
Yeah, it was hard to run because it was about 5'8", I think, the height.
Gotcha.
So there was a lot of we were at the like low points, and we were crouching. So you have to wear these like hard hats when you're in there. Except obviously like on camera, there's moments where we weren't. So I know there's a bit where I'm running and I look really awkward because I'm like I look like I'm awkwardly running, but it's literally from a necessity of not slipping and hitting my head. So
Yeah, that claustrophobia made it pretty intense.
glad it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Well, I probably wrap it up. This has been awesome talking about this. What do you guys see doing next for Wolfcat Films? I mean, do you feel good about what's happening with the Conjuring tapes? Are you still like in the we'll see period?
I mean, it's like right now it's what, number 8 in the UK on Prime.
It's
Yeah,
been
like,
top
that's
10 in the UK
crazy.
for most watched films for 5 days, which makes absolutely no sense.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
like
Great.
right under Spider-Man and like above the Gentleman. I remember we
Right
saw the
on.
Gentleman at the cinema. It was like, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and we don't make like you don't put a movie out like this and be like, let's keep an eye on the charts, guys.
Yeah.
This is a you put it out and just wait and hope someone on Tubi finds it when it eventually hits for free.
Yeah.
And someone on Letterboxd wrote a review just saying like, hey, I saw this was in the top 10 in the UK, and we're like, oh, they're mistaken. And then we like looked up the charts, and yeah, we were like number 8 for 3 days, and then we've been a number 10 the last 2. And then it's like in like the most top 5 recommended horrors. So I think
Wow.
what is happening is people are searching The Conjuring, our film's showing up,
Sure.
and then they're watching it. So if that works and that helps, that's great. But it is minutes watched, so people aren't turning it off. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And how did you feel? Like, were you blown away at that initial moment of discovery when you realized you were up there?
I just smoked a joint, so it was really weird.
I didn't smoke a joint, and it was weird. Yeah.
Was it an out of body experience?
It genuinely is like bizarre. Just seeing like Spider-Man above it, and like, what is going on?
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so Robert's kind of alluded to his favorite like VHS memories. Randy, you got any memories to memories to
yeah.
share?
I used to have a lot of VHS tapes. My dad used to, when you record it on the tape, so he used to record a lot of films at night.
Sure.
Fond VHS memories. Die Hard 3, I've seen many, many times, but the tape cut out at the end, so I don't know what happens at the end. I've seen it like 10, probably this memory.
It's a pretty good ending, though.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
don't know what happens at the end.
It gets good.
I should watch the end scene.
It's good right
It's like
to the end.
they're flying over, and that's it. Cut out.
When they're on the river, isn't there? There's a point
Something
where
on the
they're
river,
yeah.
So you haven't seen the musical number?
Yeah.
Oh,
check
man.
that out afterwards. Yeah.
What about you, Did you mention? Do you have a VHS like?
He mentioned his.
I mean,
stats.
I
true.
have
He
VHS.
listed.
I have VHS and
That's
Blockbuster tattoos and stuff.
2,500, yeah.
Really? You have
Yeah,
tattoos?
Yeah, I've got a. Here, let's see how this.
It's on
this
his leg.
plays
That
into-
looks
oh,
dubious.
shit. Dubious. See what happens. So that's the
There you go.
Oh, he's wearing
Blockbuster
shorts. He
membership.
came
Wow.
prepared.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and then the
That's
VHS
dedication.
VHS never forget. Yeah. So no, I don't know. I don't really have any memories. I did get my mum to send me. So the first ever pirated movie I saw was Casper on VHS. It was like a cam copy of Casper on VHS that my mum brought back from Singapore,
Wow.
and
Oh.
I still have it. It's the I kept it for whatever reason, so I had to send it to me. So I'm gonna have Devin Sauer sign that in a couple of weeks. But I don't know why I still have it. I think it's a cool thing as far as piracy goes. Anyway,
That is cool. Is there custom labels to it and everything?
it looks terrible. There's no like.
Chicken scratch.
It's like standard print paper. Like yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice. Well, thank you for talking with us, guys. I hope everyone should go check out the Conjuring tapes. It's on Amazon. For rent.
And obviously you're in it, and you're
I'm
great
in
in it, and
Yeah.
we appreciate you coming out for that and just running around and farting and having a good time. And
Of course.
I feel like the stair pull worked really well. I thought that the sounds and all that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I felt good about the whole thing, and it was Daniel, Brenda, and Samantha were the folks I was in scenes with, and that's why I don't know. Independent film is very important to me, and I'm glad you guys are doing it, and I'm happy to participate in it whenever I can, because you really feel like you're kind of all making it together, and everyone's important to it. And,
For sure,
And we appreciate you coming out, and hopefully we can work with you on one of our, because we've got a couple of scripted projects coming up. So yeah,
Nice.
hopefully we can work together again.
All right.
Yeah.
You know where to find me.
Cool.
Lots of
In
Conjuring
LA.
tapes.
Watch Conjuring tapes.
Thanks,
Nice,
guys.
Nice to meet you,
Thanks,
Joe.
guys.
and
Link,
Schuyler.
link,
Nice
link
to meet
down
you.
below. Link down below. I'll put a
Link
link.
above.
Link
It's
above. Oh, it's
Above.
above.
Is that
It's
right?
to the left.
Just point in all the directions. It'll be one of them.
They'll find it.
All right.
Sweet.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you,
Cool.
guys.
All right, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
And
Do we leave? What happens now?
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
Now,
I
yeah, just walk.
you leave it. Cameras on, but you just
You slowly
Slowly
back out
fade
of the
to
room.